Hello, Enzo. Good evening. Can you listen to me, Enzo?
Yes, teacher. Good evening.
Good evening. Okay. Welcome to the class. Today we're gonna start studying some of the grammar. The last class we were talking about, in this case, definite and indefinite articles. No, I'm sorry, superlatives, right? Comparatives and superlatives. We're gonna continue with some of them, but but basically we're gonna be focused on grammar and some other activities of our platform on Pearson. Mm, just a moment, please. Let me share my screen. Okay, let's continue. Let's start. Okay. Well, talking about comparatives, let's start from here. When we talk about comparatives, we can say taller than. Where is that? No. For example, bar 1 is taller than bar 3. 3 is taller than bar 2. Bar 1 is shorter than. We can say bar 4, right? And which one is the shortest one? And so?
Bar 2.
Yes, bar 2 is the shortest one. Superlative. Jen is not as old as Emma, for example, right? Because Jen is younger than Emma. Younger than. And let's continue. For example, the boots and shoes are size 11. The boots are large as the shoes. The boots and shoes are size 11. The boots are as large as the shoes. The chef cuts the onion as finely as he can. Right? As. Parts are equal or same. As plus adjective plus as. Okay, plus also as, adverb plus as. So I don't know if we check this one. Annapurna is not as big as Everest. Everest is 8,848 meters, and Annapurna is 8,091 meters. So it's shorter than Everest. Annapurna isn't quite as high as Everest. So we are using comparatives with us, right? Fuji is nearly as high. Okay, there we go. We didn't check this one, right? Or we did? Do you remember maybe? No, right, Enzo?
No, teacher.
Okay. The boots are just as large as the shoes. So we can see it's the same size. The boots are, yes. But also we used to say just, exactly, nearly, or almost. Those are common modifiers. how can you use comparatives here? Enzo.
Mm, the antelope can run as fast as cheetah.
Yes, the antelope can run as fast as a cheetah. Okay, and how about this one? A leopard can run
Mm,
maybe quite.
quite as fast as cheetah.
Yeah, not quite. We say nearly, right? Nearly as fast as cheetah. Almost as the cheetah, but cheetah is faster than leopard, of course. And a leopard can't run
Nearly as fast.
yeah, quite as fast as cheetah. So we are using nearly and quite. So let's check it out. We're gonna go back for a moment. For example, we have here not negative form, right? Not quite as a small difference. Not nearly as is big difference. And for example, the boots are just as large as the shoes. The skates are nearly almost as large as, because it's not the same, right? But nearly. And just is exactly the same. Nearly or almost common modifiers, right? We can use. That's why we said here nearly and quite. But comparative and superlatives, a feather is lighter than a brick, we can say, right? Because the feather is not heavy, is basically very light. And a feather is lighter than a brick, right? Of course. And the trucks, feeders and bricks are lighter than horses and trucks, of course, right? Because trucks are even more heavier than horses. But horses are more beautiful than trucks, we can say. Uh, well, these are some examples, of course, but a feather is lighter than a brick, right? We are using comparative. Done, right? Feathers and bricks are lighter than horses and trucks. A horse is more beautiful than a truck. Comparative of that. So the purple box is the longest of all the boxes. So we can also compare with not only with two, with one another. We can compare also with different items, with different objects, and the brown box is the biggest box in the group, right? So that's one example. And if we talk about superlatives, one of a group, right? And then we have the Everest is the most massive mountain in the world. The most massive. That is the only one, right? So that's why we use superlative. And the same, the box is the longest, the biggest box. So superlative, we use est or most, right? The plus superlative. What is this correct or not? Jazz is the more beautiful music in New Orleans. What do you think? Is that correct or not? What do you
Yes.
say? Correct? Don't you think it's the most beautiful music? No, right?
No, no.
Because the most. When we have the, remember we have to use with most. When we have more beautiful than or something like that, in that case, of course, is different. But over here we don't have than, but we have the. That's why we have to use superlative, a superlative form of the sentence. How about this one? Read, please, the sentence and tell me if it's correct or not. What do you think?
Yes.
Correct. Yes, right? Let's continue. What about this one? Read the sentence, then tell me if it's correct or not.
Mm. Uh, yes, it's correct.
No,
No.
just we don't have verb to be, right? We can say more. Oh, sorry. Just is better only, right? Better than rap or salsa. So we don't need to use more. Only just, I like just better than rap or salsa, but not more, right? Or you can say just, I like just more than rap or salsa. Only one of them. And comparative and superlative forms of adjectives and adverbs. Then we have our company is doing better than all of our competition. We are the best, right? As you can see here, it is okay. It's being used the comparative form, doing better than, right? All of our competition. We are the best, superlative. So one syllable adjective, for example, old and older, comparative and superlative, right? It's just talking about wise, wiser, the wisest. And then we have ER, EST, right? Just the difference is that. And we have famous and more famous over there. So superlative, the most famous. Pleasant, more pleasant, right? The most pleasant. We use more or the most. So clever is cleverer or the cleverest, clever, more clever, right? Gentler, more gentle. So it's possible to use in that case because it has two syllable comparative. Clever, clever, right? More clever, more gentle. Um, Also, when we have friendly, right? Friendlier, more friendly, it's possible to use in both cases. But just in case, if you find cleverer is not incorrect, it is possible. Definitely, it is. We can use it. It's not a mistake. If you find out, just talking about gentler, gentle, the same. You have to consider it's not incorrect. It is correct, and it's possible to use in that way. So let's continue checking out the other examples. We have there comparative and superlative. For example, busy, busier, the busiest, pretty, prettier, the prettiest, of course. And when we have letter Y, by the way, when it ends in Y, we have to change it into I, and we're gonna have that like ER, EST, right? So in superlative, comparative is just busier, prettier, right? Prettier. And adjectives with three or more syllables, of course, will be with more and the most. Just that. More important, the most important, fascinating, more fascinating, the most fascinating. Use more and use the most. When we have more than three syllable adjectives. Good is better and the best. Bad is worse, the worst. We have the irregular form in both cases, right? You know, just we are going back a little bit to check out some of the, okay, mm, of the grammar rules talking about comparatives and superlatives. And we have there slowly, more slowly, the most slowly. So as you can see, there is okay, more than three syllables, right? But usually when it ends in ly, carefully, more carefully, slowly, right? Just more and the most. And the fast is just one syllable adverbs. Of course, in that case, we're gonna only add er and est. Well, like faster, the fastest, harder and the hardest. So est and er, depending of if we are using comparatives or superlatives. Let's look at this one. We have well, comparative, superlative. Better, the best. Badly, the worst, worst, right? The worst. Farther, the farthest. Irregular in both cases, right? Badly is worse. Farther or farther. It doesn't matter if it's with A or U. Sometimes it's possible to use in American English that farther and farther with you in British English, but the best and the worst, right? The farthest or the farthest, it depends. But both of them are okay. So Greta and Oscar. Greta is messy, but Oscar is even. What do you think is there? Is even the same or something like that? What's your idea? What's your opinion about that? Messier, right? It's even messier because messy is desordenado, right? Messier. It's even messier. So es también desordenada. So can you read this one, please?
The market is 4 miles from Rosa's house, on 5 miles from my house. I live far.
Mhm. Farther, right? I live
Far
farther.
from the market than Rosa does. That
Yes, than Rosa does. Good. So, in that case, farther or far, it doesn't matter. In both cases, we can use, right? It's possible. It is possible to use. Let's continue, please. Let's read. But first of all, think about the answer. I don't know. So,
we have many pleasant memories from childhood. The The most pleasant.
Yes, because we are using pleasant, right? I have many pleasant now. Like this over here is 4 miles, or we're talking about the distance. But in this case, is the most pleasant memory is going to the zoo with my grandfather. And what else? Completing a comparative. His hair is curlier than her hair because he has curly hair and she has what is this one? Opposite of curly is I don't it's not flat is okay Google. What is the opposite of curly hair? Curly is not normal. Oh, come on. Anyway, I forgot. I know it's not plain. Oh no. Okay, just give me one, like a couple of seconds, please. Wow, I forgot into the word. I don't know why. I used to remember that is curly, and in Spanish is lacio, right? Yeah, we can say plain, smooth. Mhm. Okay. Yeah, but I'm gonna remember, I think. Yes, curly, and the other is straight hair, I think is. Okay, vocabulary. Yeah, straight, okay, straight. Es como directo, ¿no? Straight hair. And she's taller than her husband is. She's taller than her husband is. Over there we have, yes, straight hair, I'm sorry. Curly, there are different kind of ones. But anyway, she's taller than her husband. So, comparative, right? She's taller than he is. She's taller than him. And in formal English, we use, of course, than, right? She's taller than him, we can say. In formal English, than object pronoun, like he is, right? She's taller than he is. She studies more than he does. She got a better exam grade than he did. And than plus subject in this case, than he, right? His hair is colored than hers because her hair is striped, right? Her hair is longer than his. Or Kate's, we can say, possessive pronoun. Her hair is colored than Kate's. It's also possible to use in that way. It's really possible to use in that way. And how about this one? Can you read that one and try to use the formal way? Like this. Formal, when we say formal, mm, this one, right? Than him. Possessive pronoun. Where is that formal and informal? Yeah, subject pronoun, right? In formal English, done on the subject pronoun. For example, done her husband, right? And in formal English, done object pronoun, him will be, right? Than him. She's taller than him. Informal. Formal subject pronoun, like he is, than he is. Him, okay? But let's check it out. What do you think is here? His hair is colored than hers. Her hair is possessive pronoun. But here, Paulos can carry heavy boxes. I can't. He's much stronger than I am or than me. What do you think? If we talk about, if we say formal,
Than me?
than I am, okay? Than I am. Than me can be considered maybe informal. Then I am. Yes, right? And what about that one? What do you think?
Than me?
Yes, that's considered informal, right? And how about this one?
Than you are?
Than mine are, right? Because he's talking about his arms. Okay, let's continue. Mr. Polos is very strong. My car is very old. Modifying comparatives. They walk very slowly on icy sidewalks. Very and adjectives. Very and adverbs. So my car is very older than yours. They walk very more slowly. In that case, it's on icy sidewalks at night. But not right, those are incorrect. We use very comparative adjectives. No, right? Very comparative adverbs. Yes. So in that case, only my car is very old. Adjectives, old, or adverbs in that case. But my car is older than no, right? Incorrect. Very, not really also. Well, in this case, sorry, not comparative adjectives, not comparative adverbs. Directly we use very with adverbs, adjectives and adverbs. So let's continue, please, with the other one. Very and this Irina is much smarter than I am. Irina is a lot smarter than I am. Okay, so it is possible more, and Dan reads much faster than he used to. Dan reads a lot faster than he used to. Much, a lot, and far comparative adjectives. Okay, we can also use much, a lot, and far. It's possible. Jake reads a little bit faster than I do. Jake reads a little bit faster than me is informal. And I do also. It's that one is formal, the formal way. I thought it was something. Okay, so let's continue, please. And what do you think is trees Read the sentence with the answer, please.
Trees are much more colorful in the spring than in the winter.
Much more, right? Very good. Read the sentence, please, with the answer.
The weather is very, no, a lot in the spring than in the winter.
Yes. The weather is a lot warmer in the spring than in the winter. It's good. How about the next one? The weather
Mm, the weather can be far warm in the spring.
Okay, warm is an adjective. In that case, we can use very, right? Very. It is possible to use very, by the way. And we have comparisons with less than and not as. So Miko is not as happy as Amanda. We have there, mm, yeah, Miko is not happy as Amanda. A toy is less educational than a book. Of course, right? Because it's just a toy. A toy is not as educational as a book, we can say. A and B, same meaning. It is possible to use less than, not as. Both of them are okay. A child is not as wise as an adult. A child is less wise than an adult. No, we cannot say that. One syllable adjective or adverbs, not as. What do you think? A lion cub, the baby lion, a lion cub is, what is the answer?
It's not as old as a mammal.
Mhm. Very good. And how about this one? What is the answer for that?
Lion coffee is not as strong as the mammal.
Mhm. Very good. A rugby player gets injuries than a tennis player, more injuries than a tennis player. Read, please.
Would you like more salad?
Continue.
Only more tomatoes, please.
Okay. More is possible to use with nouns, additional in this case. Not than, not necessary. More tomatoes, please. Would you like more salad? Right. There are more computers than people in the world. There are more computers than people in the world. More plus nouns plus than. Complete comparisons. Have you had enough salad or would you like some more? When meaning clear. More by itself. Um, that store has so many shoes. It has more shoes than any other, right? More shoes. His closet is so messy. It is messier than everyone else's closet. Mhm. Bill has two accidents. He should try to drive more carefully, we can say. And repeating a comparative, that baby gets cuter and cuter every day. My workload got heavier and heavier. We can repeat in some cases. My headache got more and more painful. Idea of increasing in intensity, quality, or quantity. We can use, in this case, more and more painful, heavier and heavier. Okay. What do you think is this one? Her sneezes are getting, sneeze is estornudar, ¿no? In Spanish.
If your nieces are getting better and better to stop.
Better. I don't think so. I'm afraid it's not correct. What do you think is the other option?
Smaller and smaller to stop.
No, harder and harder, right? Su estornudo se está volviendo más, más fuerte cada vez, ¿no? Okay. Mindy is playing the piano. What do you think? How can we repeat those comparatives?
Better and better each day.
Okay, better and better is very good. And this one?
Smaller, smaller, every year, every year.
Yes, smaller, smaller, and smaller every year. Very good. Okay, double comparatives, the more you practice, the better you will play. The more you learn, the more you. It's like uh, aprendes más y quieres saber más, something like that. The colder the weather, sorry, the colder the weather, the better my dog. The longer the line, the better the restaurant. Two parts, both begin with the, right? First part is the reason, and the second part is the result. Okay. Should we ask any to sit with us? Sure, the more the merrier. Should we ask any to sit with us? The more the merrier. Sure, right? But the sooner the better. I can also say that. Two common expressions. Having more people is more fun. It's good to ask her as soon as we can. No, that's just a possible an example. The food is tasty. We eat more. The tastier the food. What do you say? Maybe we can use better, but how do you think we can use that? The tastier the food. If you want to use
Mm,
better, okay. Also, the more we eat, right? We can say that. La comida más deliciosa, comemos más. Good tools make a job easier. The better tools, those are like expressions. The easier the job. Big poles catch big fish, right? Grandes anzuelos pescan grandes peces, right? The bigger the pole, the bigger the fish, right? We are using bigger. In that case, good, better, right? So, okay. Cape Town is one of the prettier cities in Africa. Africa. Cape Town is one of the prettiest cities in Africa. We can say Cape Town is one of the most beautiful cities in Africa. My friend Mary is the most talented artist I know. I have many jobs in my life. Being a teacher is the best job of all. So I don't. Superlative in plus in a place. Superlative plus adjective close. Superlative plus of all. Bradley went to three Italian cities. He said the Venice was the least expensive of all. The least, the most. Cape Town is one of the best places to surf. One of the best places to surf is Cape Town, we can say. One of the best places to surf is Cape Town, or the Cape Town is one of the best places to surf. It is possible to use both examples. I never had a taster meal. This is using superlatives. Never plus comparative equals superlative. It was a taster meal I've ever eaten. Okay. I've never had a tasty meal, so no meal I've ever eaten has been tasty. That's the meaning, right? Judy is happy. She is the the happiest. What do you think is that?
Happiest person in our class.
Yes, the happiest person in our class. Person, right? Because person is something different. Person, okay. I like all the seasons, but spring is the best season of all. Okay, the next one. Mount Everest, one of the most majestic, right? Una de las montañas más majestuosas en el mundo es Mount Everest. How do you think we can do that?
One off or
One of the most majestic
mm,
mountains in the world
east.
is Mount Everest. Very good. Okay, also we have the other ones like the same, similar, different, like, alike. So this presentation is has a lot of details about comparatives and superlatives, but of course in the other presentations you will, I think, check out more advanced courses. Okay, how about this one? Albert and Andrea take the same classes, and Gina and Tony take similar classes, for example. Rahib and Omar take different classes. So using similar, different, alike, right? Their classes are the same. Their classes are similar, it's possible to say. Their classes are different. The same, similar, and different used as adjectives. My class is the same as yours. My class is similar to yours, you can say. My class is different from yours. The same plus as, similar to, different from. She takes the same classes as Jeff does. Jeff likes the same classes, the same teachers as she does. Her bike is like his bike. We use like, right? Her bike and his bike are alike. And that looks like my car, right? We are using look like. It looks like snow. His pillow feels like It's like se parece, no? This pillow feels like feathers. Your perfume smells like spring. This is like me taste like chicken. Wow. You are acting like a child, right? Acting like in this case. This seems like an interesting class. Verbs like senses with like. You and he look alike. Se ven, son igualitos, ¿no? Se ven iguales. You and he look alike. Probably they are twins, right? They think alike, piensan igual. Those siblings sometimes act alike. A veces actúan lo mismo. You and your brother talk alike. Sometimes twins dress alike. Some some verbs alike in this case. Mm, okay, just read. Think about the answer. What do you think is the answer for that?
And similar to.
Similar, right? The
Mm,
little girls are playing dress up. Their outfit looks similar. Alligators and crocodiles look. What is the answer, please?
alligators and crocodiles look.
Look like or
The
look alike?
look alike, but they are really different animals.
Yes, they are very different animals, right? Okay. And how about this example?
These telephones may look different, but but no, but one can call the same number as the other.
Okay, cool. Yes, right, the same number as others. Uh, okay, by the way, I'm gonna send you this one. I think it is it's a lot of there are a lot of slides, but I think at some point this can be useful for you, especially when you wanna review all of those things regarding to mm, comparatives and superlatives. It was a large presentation, but I think it can be useful to you. Just a moment, please. Okay, now we're gonna continue with something different. I think in superlative or comparative, it's not gonna be difficult. Basically, they are easy, but according to our platform, there is something that we have to check out in grammar, especially. Let me share my screen right now, and we're gonna see what is there. Let's look at this superlatives. Over there we already checked superlatives and definite and indefinite article, and we're gonna work with pronouns possessive review. Okay, but let's check out now definite and indefinite article. How do we use it? A, an, and they, right? Okay. For example, I live in an apartment. An apartment, an, right, is indefinite article. An. The other ones, okay, I really like the beaches near Carolina. That is a definite article when we use de because it's the only one, the only item in that place. So but now let me share my presentation and we're gonna work with that. Okay, sorry. Now let's continue, please. Well, when we talk about definite and indefinite articles, um, there is something that we have to check out and understand better. The rules of the game. For example, here, the next one is, okay, now read this passage, please read, and you're gonna look for definite and indefinite articles in the reading. Please, let's start reading and so.
Um, Chess in a game for two players. Each player begins with a set of 16 white or black pieces. Some chess sets are plain, but some are very unusual. The players take turns moving their pieces on a board, and with 64 squares. Each type of piece moves in a different way. The queen is the most powerful piece, but the king is the most important. The primary goal in chess is the checkmate your opponent king. The game is over when and king cannot avoid capture.
Okay, can you identify where are the indefinite articles?
Mm, indefinite article is
For example, right? There is
I and then
a game. What else?
um, a and
Okay, a game. We have a set of some choose, but in that case, right? But something is interesting. For example, when we mention for the first time a game, always when we mention something for the first time, we're gonna use like a game, right? But next time it's not gonna be it's gonna be the game because we already know what we are talking about. Let's check it out. Okay, here, there we go. I wanted to show you this one. Here we have a game, and here we have when we mention for the second time, we are not gonna use anymore we can use de because we already know that item, and that's why the game. Okay, indefinite nouns here. A noun is indefinite when you and your listener do not have a specific person, place, or thing in mind. Okay. Uh, okay. For example, let's start reading. Read, please, Enzo. Please read.
let's play a game.
Okay. Continue.
And you'll need some luck to beat me.
Okay. Use the indefinite article and with singular count nouns that are indefinite. Chess is a game for two players. And the next one is you may capture an enemy piece. Singular count noun. A chessboard has 64 squares. Consonant with a consonant sound. For example, we use when the sound is consonant sound, right? But if the sound of the noun is a vowel sound, we're gonna say an, right? To separate. Like chess is a unique game. It's okay because this you sounds like you, like suena como consonante, por eso estamos uniendo vocal. Choque de vocal estamos permitiendo, porque la pronunciación es como unique, right? In that case. And a or an. Use an before vowel sounds. Cuando tenemos un sonido de vocal, utilizamos an, right? The game lasted over an hour. El juego terminó después de una hora, ¿no? Alrededor de una hora. So, an hour. This is, suena como si fuera una vocal, ¿no? Hour. But that's why we say an hour. Chess is an interesting game, for example. So consonant with a vowel sound, an hour. With a vowel sound, an, because we have to separate, right? Both in both cases. Okay, sorry. Well, also we use sometimes no article or some with plural count nouns and non-count nouns that are indefinite. Some means an indefinite number, for example. Some we don't know, right? Some chess sets are very unusual. Most players enjoy competition. Okay, and sorry, that's count noun, non-count noun, right? Plural count nouns also. Hmm, identifying nouns. Use a and with singular count nouns to say that someone or something is. Chess is a board game. Singular count noun. But in that case, a board game, right? Indefinite article. Chess is an interesting game, right? Chess is an interesting game. And use no article with plural count nouns and non-count nouns to say what someone or something is. Kings, queens, and bishops are chess pieces? Some chess sets are made of marble or glass. Okay. Some chess sets are made of marble or glass. Make general statements. No article with plural pronouns and non-pronouns. Players often play with chess clocks, right? But in that case, we are not using articles. Special software is needed to play chess online. No countdown. Okay. So what about this one? Oops. Sorry. I will open one more time. It was just a moment, please. Okay, some chess sets are made of marble glass. Use no article with plural pronouns. Yes, there was. Okay, there was something to work. Can you play chess, right? It's not necessary to use articles. But what about this one? Complete the sentences with a, and some, or no article, please, and so. Think about it for a couple of minutes and you will answer from 1 to 6, please.
One in chess.
No article? Yes,
Yes,
pound.
no article. Pawns move one square at a time.
Yes, right? Los peones. Pawns move one square at a time. And in number
Yes,
2,
chess is a interesting game.
okay. An interesting game, right?
Yes. An interesting game.
The white queen begins on
Um, a white square.
a white square. Okay. Number four.
A ball can be promoted to no article, not to queen.
That gives a queen, right? Una reina. Un peón puede ser promovida a una reina. A verbal call of check is an insult or an insult.
An insult.
Okay, an insult. And the last one.
Some games end in a tie.
Some games end in a tie. What is tie? Do you know, Enzo?
Not the job.
Empate.
But, okay.
Some games end in a tie. So definite nouns. A noun is definite when you and your listener both know which person, place, or thing you are talking about. Cuando conoces de qué estás hablando, ¿no? Where is the chessboard? And right here, it's part of the furniture. The. Use the with most common nouns. Count and noun count, can now count, singular and plural, that are definite. Layers with the white pieces move first. Okay. We are using de in that way. Just the first way of using de. The queen is the most powerful piece. Some players record the time between moves. Use de when a person, place, or thing is unique. The player who checkmates is the winner. The other way of using de is use de when a person or place or thing is unique, right? People can play on the web because there's only one web. There is only one web. And use the when the context makes it clear which person, place, or thing you mean. Will you let me win the game, for example? They know he's talking about their game, card game. Okay, mahjong. But mahjong is a kind of card. There are some cards, right? What do you think we should add here, please?
It started in China, but people play mahjong all over the world. Over the world.
Yes, over the world.
Mahjong is played with Uh, the tile.
Mahjong is played with tiles only, okay? They are made from
They are made from no article.
yes, or
Uh,
ivory. And the next one,
the tiles. The tiles
the tiles,
display a flow. A
you can
flower.
use and they and some, right? Or no article. What do you think? Some, no article, okay. Numbers or
A unit.
okay, animal.
Uh, unique animal. Players should shuffle
Shuffle the tiles by building
shuffle the tiles by building a wall.
a wall. Yes, a unique animal. Okay. And the next one. Continue reading, please.
There are several mahjong patterns, such as a chow and a pong. The Kong Mountains for tiles of the same number suite.
Okay, a cone contains four tiles of the same number and suit.
Mm,
What do you think is?
and A contains two tiles of the same number and suite.
An I contains two. And the next
And the,
one?
the object the object of no article, the object of game,
Okay, in that case it's the game, right?
the object of the
And
game is called
sorry, a set of 14 tiles in four groups of three tiles and
a matched pair.
a matched pair. Yes. Now you can download.
Uh, no article.
Okay.
Um, Pendon and Mayon and play it over the internet.
Yes. Okay, then is an article, Mahjong, and played over the internet. So, okay. Okay, what is that? And so?
A cat. A cat are sleeping on my bed.
Yes, but
I know.
plural, right? The cats. What about this one? Can you close
The door.
very good? What is
A
this
jacket.
one?
A jacket.
A jacket. This one?
The kilo. The kilo.
The kilo. No, a kilo. The next one? This was a jacket, right? And okay, my mom is
A nurse at the hospital.
yes, a nurse at a hospital. What is this one?
Then I have an apple, please. The dog.
The dog. The next one?
He has adopted a dog.
Very good. The next one?
The dress is made of silk.
Very good. What is this?
The moon is so beautiful tonight.
Good. And this one?
The food is correct.
Very good.
Do you have an umbrella?
Very good.
There is a frog in the garden.
Okay. A frog. No, there's a frog, right?
A frog.
The next one?
When did you start playing a piano?
What is that?
A piano?
The piano. The next one?
A drink. I drink a coffee every morning.
What is that?
He is an astronaut. And
Very good. This one?
I want a cake for my birthday.
And that one?
He is the best player at the moment. I work as biologist.
What is that? I worked as
Ah, biologist.
biologist. Okay, the next one.
Bio- The whale is marine mammal.
Yes, marine mammal. Okay. Okay, and so I don't know if you have any questions in the last. There is an activity to do right in the platform in Pearson. You have to complete uh, until I think I don't know. You will see, but until the weekend, I think. Okay, so that's it for today. Okay, and so thanks for being in the class. See you on Monday. Have a very nice weekend.
Okay, teacher, thank you. Good night.
Night. Bye, and so.